Yeah, just it
I
just
salute
felt
you
like
with your own beer.
See, that's what an IHE is.
yeah. Look at me. Look at me. All fancy. All right, let's start the show.
So look here, Wes, this is the beer I bought for Kirk that I'm now drinking, right? Because I only owed a 6-pack and I was gonna fucking deliver a 6-pack. I was like, no, we'll do it myself, right?
Yeah.
But it appears that
Well,
I
you
owe
do
you a
the
lot
next
more
one
beer
and
now,
you'll
so I
actually
may as well
have-
just send that shit to you now.
Something worthwhile to deliver. Yeah. So you can make any bet with them because you know you're not going to deliver. Can we bet 3 kegs, Tim? Like,
Yeah. I would have given you 2, but I drank up 1.
Tax,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
So
Tax.
All right, let's start the show. Tell me, must you leave on the dot 9?
No, I was just telling you that to give you an excuse.
The lady is still inside, bruh.
Oh.
So now I gotta.
I must leave at 9. I must go at 9.
All right,
Get myself
gentlemen.
another beer at 9. That's what's gonna happen.
I must leave this beer empty, this empty beer can in
At 9. Yeah. Gentlemen, welcome to episode 9 of the NBA SA. What's up?
8.75.
No. There's no 0.75. This is a whole episode, pal. Once Tim presses record, it's an episode. KD, how you doing, brother? You going on camp tomorrow?
Yes, we are going on camp tomorrow.
Tell us about camp. Where are you going to?
So this year we toned camp down as well, and the normal camp crew, we're all going our separate ways.
Okay.
So we are going to the poor man's old McDaddy in Cran William. It's also these caravans that they converted into like these bed and breakfast, these chalet things. Yeah, so they go camp out in these pre-fitted caravans for 4 nights. Something like that.
Nice. Tell me, what your plans for the holiday, bro?
Do you know, just side note, there's a bra over here in Capri, right? That just put caravans in the back of his house. Does the same shit. Same thing.
The hustle is
It's
real,
on,
bro.
really, it's
Hustle is
on.
real. Someone must start it. So tell me, we take it you're going to Capri then for the
Yeah,
holiday.
exactly. I'm keeping it local.
Yeah.
Capri and a beer friend.
Gentlemen, we have had some fantastic basketball. I watched every single game on Christmas Day. Well, not on Christmas Day, the day after. And I've been watching a lot of basketball over the holidays, and so much has happened. Timmy, I'm going to give you the floor first, pal. What has excited you the most about the NBA before I go off on a Chicago Bulls rant? Because this team, nah. Let's talk about another team.
You know, when Shannon pulls the plug, you know.
Yeah, it's over. Russell Westbrook is already part of like 4 trade rumors. Yeah. Tell me who you got, pal. Who's exciting you?
So actually, maybe I want to do just a little bit of a Russ defense, right? As much as people talk about, okay, cool, he's getting a triple-double, but it's a meaningless triple-double, etc. I'm going to maintain he isn't the fucking problem. And I'm also going to maintain that he's adjusting. So the game against the Nets, right? He's adjusting. The game against the Nets, go and watch the second and third quarters, right? The only time they scored in anything that looked like something resembling team basketball, right? One was off passes to him, to LeBron. LeBron was sort of roaming around the key, right? Russ wasn't bouncing the ball at all, right? They'd move the ball. Russ would make a pass on the inside. He's adjusting, right? And look, not all the time, but it's not that he's playing the same way as before. and he's an easy scapegoat, and it's an easy narrative. And people who maybe don't watch enough of the games are going to turn around and go, look at triple double and they lost, whatever. Steph Marbury, all the same arguments, right? But I maintain like their bad record, right, is partially to do with Rush, but mostly it's got to do with the fact that AD can't stay on the court. And that's I suppose my bottom line. Anyway, the thing that excites me most about the NBA right now is that nobody's scared of anybody. Nobody is scared. And that makes for a very exciting league. Right? I mean, take a look at last night, right? With the Suns taking a loss, right? They took a loss to the Grizz, right? Off a Grizz team that just kept on punching. And they were losing the lead, and eventually the Suns took the lead, and they just kept swinging. They didn't give up. And actually, most teams don't, right? And I think that makes me most excited of all about this league right now.
Kirk, your view, bro?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what Timmy said. Our teams are coming out. What's also interesting is seeing our teams go at the kings of the hill. So your Suns, your Golden States, your Bucks, your Nets, people are coming out guns blazing for those oaks and trying to get their scalps, and they're making for entertaining games. I particularly like, again, the Grizz. I mean, I don't know if it was this in our group or in our fantasy group where I said, if Ja can figure out how to find his space in this team that has established themselves without him, they're going to be good. They are going to be pretty good, yeah. And entertaining to watch. I mean, Ja does amazing things, and that compliment of JJJ and the rest of them, it's a nice thing to watch. Yeah, and they could be my new favorite team pretty soon.
Yes. Come here. Tell them about the lady. What? What happened? Just tell him about the lady.
Did you lie?
His mommy doesn't leave, once. So the first time, one of the few times when she came to drop her daughter, so I offered her cool drink or tea or coffee. So I was drinking wine because I didn't know the vibe. So she said, no, I want what you have. So I'm like, okay. So I just opened the bottle. She finished the bottle.
She finished it.
Yeah. I was like,
these liquors are no.
Every time she was done, and she did this. So now I offer nothing. I'll be like, I'm like, I only got 2 hours sleep.
Apple juice. One apple juice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll see you guys. Enjoy.
Bye.
Godspeed.
My bad, guys. My bad. That was a little juice for the show.
No. Wait. Why are we doing that? I'm gonna get my other beer.
Yo, Jake,
okay.
Right, it was out by 9.
Give me a quick update. What happened in the Premier League? I didn't watch any. Cook. What did we do now?
United drew last night 1-1.
Against?
Yeah.
Against who?
Against Newcastle.
The new billionaires. Were they shopping?
United looked stink. United looked stink last night. But I mean, I guess it's those that overconfidence thing, because I was watching MUTV in the build up to it, and the MUTV pundits were like, we're going to win this game 4-1 and blah, 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 blah. It's like they hyped that game up so it was going to be a cakewalk. And Newcastle is never a cakewalk for United.
Yeah. But Newcastle never has been a walkover, regardless of who's on their team.
Especially at St. James, right? It's a gang fight if you go play at their stadium.
Away. Liverpool, please say they drew.
Liverpool drew at Spurs. Yeah, Liverpool should have lost that game, bro. Whoa. Damn,
is it?
Spurs were farm.
Yo, I'm totally out of soccer. Like totally. I've been like any free time I get, I watch basketball. I must tell you that I think for the last 10 years, I've been a full-on LeBron fan, like unapologetically. I didn't follow teams, I followed LeBron, and that's where my loyalty went, right? But I
So
think
you must follow a lot of teams.
no. But I think I always had like a negative feel towards other teams just because they're not LeBron's team. Does it make sense? Right?
Yes, 100%.
Since this year, for some weird reason, I get the vibe from LeBron that he's like on the silver lining, man. You know, I get the feeling he's only playing for the playoffs. He's like, hey, you just get me to 1 to 10, and I'll take care of the rest. That's the feeling I get. I I might be wrong. I don't know. But my point I'm trying to make is, since I get that feeling from him, it's almost as if I feel like it's time for me to move on. Like I must now, LeBron is at an age where I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. Anything more will be a plus. There's nothing that LeBron can do that will make us go, wow, now he's the best ever. Like there's nothing.
Actually, he needs to win 2 more titles before you can say that.
I don't even believe if he wins 6, people will still say that he's better than Michael Jordan. It's just 2 different arguments for me. What I am excited about is, since my loyalty to LeBron has diminished, I'm now a fan of a vrachtbrasse.
Of
Like
basketball.
Yeah, like I don't think I would have enjoyed Chicago Bulls as much as I am now. I don't think I would have enjoyed watching Donovan Mitchell. My bro, that man is balling. Balling. I got so liquor watching Donovan Mitchell, just like baller to baller. Just, you know, when you nod your head and you go, nah, that's a fuck. That's a fuck. So that's like my coming out party this year, where I'm just like, okay, I think I'm over the LeBron phase. I'm now a basketball fan, and any game excites me. Any game excites me. And specifically, the Chicago Bulls have stolen my heart because they are this defense-first team, and they play exciting ball, man. Yeah, without Caruso, without Ball, they bombed last night. Away. So I don't think I can call myself a Chicago Bulls fan as yet, because I like too many people. So I'm gonna say I'm a basketball fan. Go, Timmy.
I would like to see if this works.
Okay.
Because I realized when I was listening to you, you, my friend, have become officially the LBJ stan. You love him. You love him.
I've moved on.
What's happened? It's not so bad, Wiz.
It happens to them. It happens.
Now I can't switch this damn thing off. I didn't realize that tonight would be that moment. Stan, my goodness. Congratulations.
I didn't know that the season was going to be that season, bro. I thought I was going to die with LeBron. Like, you know, till the end. The man's going to be like 49, still bombing. Yeah, and he'll be playing with Bronny's son.
Watch out, man. Just watch out. We're not even halfway through the season yet, man.
Yeah.
You could still win this year, and then this shit will be recorded.
Nice.
Take that shit back.
But that's okay, because it will only mean one more thing. It won't change the narrative of LeBron James. It won't even change the way I feel about him. It won't even change anything. You'll just have one more championship.
You'll still come out on top because you've gotten to enjoy a full NBA season. Plus, you get to watch him play in the play.
Yeah, true.
It's a win-win. Yeah. But you're just going to look like a puss because you said he was cut. Like, and then at the end of the year, you're going to come to the front.
Yeah. I didn't say he's playing cat though. I didn't say that. I said I get the vibe from him. The example I make is the Brooklyn game. This is just like another example. I think if LeBron really wanted to, he could have taken that game by himself like he used to in the Miami days. But instead, he gave the ball to Russ. Russ took a shot to close up the fourth. Somebody else
game
took
high, he got a game high 39 in the game. I don't know what more he could have done.
but I'm talking about the closing. I'm talking about the W.
But we've had this discussion about LeBron before and how closers don't necessarily have to have the ball in their hand, blah, 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 blah.
True.
Blah,
Okay. Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
That's a cut about recording this stuff.
Yeah.
That's a cut about recording this stuff. It's on record.
Okay. Halfway through the season, make your predicament for East versus West. Who's going to the finals? If you just made your prediction now.
Sure.
Timmy? Or you guys want to think about it?
No. Let's get first impressions. I'm gonna be semi-controversial here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to go first before you go before you be controversial?
Okay, cool.
As much as I love the Golden State Warriors and the way they're playing, I think the Suns are a better team. I do think the Suns are a better team. The Suns, they don't look like they're going to lose. Night in and night out, I don't get the feeling that the Suns are going to lose. It's like a team needs to play phenomenally. A team needs to play their perfect game to beat the Suns. Whereas the Golden State Warriors, they play loose, man. They have a loss in them. Any game can be that game where they come up north for 50 and fucking just throw up a stinker. So I do believe that the Suns are more well-rounded team, and I think they could potentially make the finals. And it's the Bucks in the East. When the way Giannis is playing, the way he's developed, the way he's improved, fuck it. It's going to be hard for me to pick a team over them coming out the East.
Tell me who you got.
Fucking Bucks lost me these beers. Let me start with that. But despite that, right? Because I'm gonna still go back to it because of the absence, right? Because
Yes.
I got into the COVID protocols, wada. So I agree. Bucks in the East. Right. My hot take, right? And my semi-controversial, it's only semi-controversial, is that I'm not gonna go with the Suns, nor am I gonna go with Golden State. Actually, I think that the Jazz and all the smack I've talked about Salt Lake City is going to come back to bite me.
You have to show you throw out some positive vibes there
To balance it.
But just watching them through some games, right? They are super tough. They are just tough, and they throw haymakers the entire game through. The one thing that does worry me about the Suns is if Ayton isn't around, they sickle. They sickle with bigs in particular. They sickle with medium bigs. It just doesn't. It looks like a key piece is missing. But I suppose if you remove Booker, it would be the same thing. If you remove Chris Paul, it would be the same thing. But that's the one chink in the armor which doesn't look like. You never think of a Suns game without Booker or CP3. You just don't even conceptualize it. But actually, you're never sure whether Ayton's going to be playing or not. Right? And I think that's an issue, right? It makes me but that Utah team, they are solid.
Yeah.
And they got a mad fan base. And they got shot makers, and they got defense, and and I think it's time. I think that it means more to them than most others. Like there's a fire in the belly there that's extra.
But I don't know. I think it was Okay, go. Kirk.
Okay, I'll go. I just want to go. I think it's history repeating itself for Utah in that they've got this great team at the wrong time in the NBA's history, because the last time they had a really fantastic team,
Yeah.
they couldn't go anywhere because of Mike, and now they've got this really fantastic team, and they are they're in a stacked West. So I think it's just bad timing for them second time around. But one day might work.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I said
But
the
to
law
add-
of averages. The law of averages sorts all that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to add to, I think it was Tim that said last week or the week before, if the Jazz go all the way to the finals and win it, nobody will be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can all three agree they know how to deserve it. They can go all the way and win the championship, and we'll be like, nah, they deserve it. They deserve it. But it's gonna take some serious balls to get out the winner in that West. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, even as crappy as the Lakers are playing, and I've said this before, like, you don't want to get LeBron in the first round. You don't.
Right.
You know,
Right.
to put money down that you're going to beat him 4 out of 7 times. That's hard. To beat him one of one, yeah. Maybe even 2 of 1. But that West is so strong. It's so strong. But if I had to pick my teams, I'd have to go Golden State. Only because of what they did now to the Suns at home. Those type of mental wins are huge, even though the Suns did beat Golden State at Golden State. I just think if Wiseman comes back, if Gary Payton II is so quiet for that team. He's so quiet. Yeah.
That's off the ball movement is phenomenal.
So my pick for the West is I think Golden State can go all the way. That mental thing at the highest level is everything. They can all shoot, they can all play defense. But that mental strength is sometimes greater than the on-ball ability. And I think that's going to make Golden State come out ahead of the Suns. And in the East, as much as I love the Bulls, you're not beating a full-strength Bucks team. No ways. Giannis, did you guys watch that first game back of Giannis back?
Nah, I didn't see it.
Yeah. That's brah. Runs, catches the rebound, runs straight down, does a shimmy with his head. The whole lane opens. You can see the cover defense come over. You can see. And his eyes go, you must be just. You think I'm a jump. No fucking way. You see the brass face. He's like, Kiki, the coach told me if Giannis comes down the middle, I've got to step up, take a charge. And Bra's eyes was like, I ain't dying today. And then he does that move over Marcus Smart, comes up, and his whole mouth, even though we can't hear anything, he goes loud. I don't like that pussy. So Giannis makes me, he reminds me of Godfrey, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's got like, if Godfrey was a little bit taller and a little bit faster and a little bit bigger, I reckon Godfrey and Giannis would have been the same player.
Tati.
All right, moving on. Owens, did we finish our all NBA team, or did we all agree on the same players?
We finished it.
We said we were going to do our second
Second team. Away. Do you guys have your second teams?
No, this was just supposed to be the bet talk, 10-minute bet talk.
I'm like, yeah. I made notes.
Let's talk.
I got a second team. I'll teach us bet.
Okay, before we do that, Kirk, can we wrap up the bet quickly? Obviously, the bet's not done. Can you just give us a quick update on how many games have been played, how many games my team, your team, and Tim's team have lost, how many games are left? Can you get that info quickly? Because that's quiet.
So currently Phoenix is on 8-3. Golden
Okay.
State is on 9-3. Is that right?
Is it?
No, it's not right. I think you want wait.
Hey. Okay. And the Bucks are on 9-7.
No, Phoenix is on 8-4. Golden State is on 9-3, and the Bucks. I'll stop counting when the Bucks hit 5 losses.
I think it's
So 8-3, 8-3, 9-4.
8-4, 9-3.
8-4, 9-3. Okay. How many games are left?
You've got 3 games left. I've got 2 games left. You've got
Oh, so if you win the next 2, it's game.
yeah. You've got more chance to lose than me because you've got
Yeah,
more games.
And your last 2 games?
Your last 3 games are. Oh no, you've got 2 more games. You've also got 2. Sorry, you've also got 2 games. You've got OKC and Boston, and it's a back-to-back. You play OKC at home, and you fly to Boston and play Boston on the second night of a back-to-back
Mhm.
on New Year's Eve. I'm not trying to paint a picture of gloom or doom or anything like that.
That's right. That's all right.
But
You got?
that looked like a green banana peel to me. I've got back-to-back. I've got Denver at home on the 29th, and then I've got a night off, and then we play Denver on the 31st in Denver.
So you play tonight and the 31st.
Yes. No, tomorrow night.
Why?
Fuck out of it.
Why?
Hold on, Kirk. So, sorry. So he's 8-4, and you 9-3.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same amount of games.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So there's still a possibility that I can win it.
He's a no. There's a possibility that we could tie it if Golden State and I got a sneaky feeling that Golden State are going to lose that game in Denver.
So if the Golden State,
You think so?
If the Suns win 2 and Golden State lose 1,
Then it's a tie.
then it's a tie.
Tie.
And if the Golden State loses 2 and the Suns win 2, then the Suns win.
And West
That's the
wins.
only way. That's the only way West can win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
After the team that he just picked to come out the West, they lose 2 games. Okay. Skip the mind right there. Yeah.
But that's got nothing to do with the whole season.
Yeah, this was purely on looking at the fixtures in December and who would come out first.
Yeah. I'll tell you guys this though. The next bet, I'm choosing first. I'm choosing.
Who came up with the first bet? I came up with the second bet. Timmy must come up with the next one. Well, this was an evolution of, it wasn't exactly. I was going to bet on the Lakers and how much they would win.
You're on mute.
I don't know what the fuck just happened there. My bad. I think the boys are playing Need for Speed against each other. Mother-in-law decided to put on some K-pop and it fucking crashed. The noises that come out of that room late at night, guys.
MVP, to wrap up the conversation, fellas.
Yes, please.
MVP halfway through the season. Who is your MVP?
Sure.
Cody, who do you have as your most valuable player in the league right now?
Is it me again? Fuck.
Why not CP2?
Yo.
You've got the team with the best record in the league. He's the glue guy
True.
that people say is the floor general.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, I was.
Safe word is pineapples. I know where you live. I know where you live. Just say pineapples. I know where you live. Who you got, Timmy? MVP thus far, halfway through the season.
So who do I think is going to get the votes, or who do I think I would want to pick?
Pick your MVP.
Your vote.
Timothy,
Your
pick
vote for MVP.
In fairness, actually, I think that's Curry. And I think that's who's going to get the votes. Yeah. Because in all seriousness, right, take a look at the team. And yeah, it's a little bit different, but not fundamentally different. Right? He has whirled that team along, and just Green has made a massive impact. I wouldn't undermine that at all. Coaching is great. Role players know what they need to do. Wada. But they've got the best record in the league, and he has willed them to that. That is in large part because of the influence that he has on the game, and on offense specifically, but on defense, just as the effort guy. And so you'll be my pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's on, okay, cool, best record, all the reasonable things that we should always think about. The Brau, I actually think, is playing the most phenomenal basketball, right? And is willing his team single-handedly to wins, even though not that many of them, right? Is Jokic. If you get an opportunity to watch Denver, that guy is playing out of his skull. And when he is on the court versus when he's off the court, they may as well be a Super League team, right? When he's off the court. He comes on the court, and then they're NBA team. He makes everybody better in all different spots. He is a wrecking ball alone. Like, it's mad.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to watch 2 Denver games before the end of the year.
I'll tell you this. Watching that pass a ball is so quiet.
Oh.
It's so quiet. Like, not many people can make passing the basketball look quiet. I don't mean LeBron gets it right. CP3 gets it right. Steph has some amazing passes, but Jokic really, when some players can just pull off certain passes that make you as a basketball fan go, Yara, how did you get that one through there?
Sure.
So that, and I agree with you, Tim. Steph more than likely would probably get it because of the hype and because of votes and. But in terms of what he offers the game, Jokic is different. He's different. To end it off, fellas, LeBron James, we spoke about LeBron earlier on and how the Lakers lost. And then Kirk was like, yeah, well, he had a game high 39 points. Compared to a DeMar DeRozan, who came off a game high and dominated the fourth and was able to win. Would you, as a coach, prefer a player that can score average points but can dominate the fourth, or a player that can dominate the game but you're not so sure whether he's going to close the game for you? So take LeBron out of the equation, take DeMar out of the equation. I just use them as examples. I'm saying, as a coach, which player would you prefer in your team? The one where the punter is guaranteed, he's going to give you 30 plus, right? Or the guy that's going to give you sometimes 20, sometimes 30, sometimes 40, sometimes 15, but he is your go-to fourth quarter guy. As a coach, where's your head at? Who do you pick? Kirk, I'll let you go first, pal.
So this is an interesting question because it contradicts a lot of what we have had as opinions coming from this group about closes and about what makes a goat and about all of those things. And I like consistency. So I like knowing that, and I mean, for closing in the NBA, closing is critically important because you watch teams. I mean, we watch a lot of games, and if you watch a team playing in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, and you can clearly see a team that knows what they're doing and a team that's just trying to figure things out and playing loose, they're just playing off the cuff. And a team that knows what they're doing, yeah, it's a joy to watch. But that being said, a team that knows what they're doing doesn't necessarily have a person that can close like a DeRozan. You look at CP3, ever since we've had this discussion, I've actually taken note of CP3 closing out a fourth quarter. And he doesn't dominate the ball, but he orchestrates what's happening without the ball. And it's working for them for for a large portion of their games because of their record. But then again, you look at, I don't know if Steph is a great example of a closer because he plays so loosely and he will somewhat turn the ball over in the last possession of the game because he dribbles the ball with his foot because he's coming up and he's just he's just so casual on the ball. But somebody like a DeRozan where put the ball in this guy's hand, he's going to get to the free throw line, he's going to pull up and it's going to be money. Same like Kawhi. Kawhi put the ball in his hands, the line, and he's going to jump. He's going to raise up for that jumper, and it's going to be smooth. So I guess my answer is I don't know. they both have their place. They both have their place, but I like watching a DeRozan play with the ball in his hand, as opposed to somebody like a LeBron or somebody like a CP3 who tries to orchestrate without the ball in their hand. Because when it comes short, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Like, you're supposed to be the bra. Why don't you take the ball and you fucking go do the thing? You know? I just like Owens that have the ball in their hand.
Timmy?
I am going to be fairly consistent with my general philosophy and what I enjoy, I suppose, maybe from a coaching perspective, right? I'm far happier with people who are going to make the right decision. And sometimes if you make the right decision, it means that you don't always get yours. And I'm also far happy with people who are good team people, right? Because I think that helps a team over the course of a season. I think it keeps everybody in the right frame of mind. I make sure that everybody's ready when success is really needed. But if you only have one brother taking the shot all the time, my problem with that is when another team figures out a way to take that shot away, which will inevitably come, right? And often in the big moments, right? If the other four people on the court haven't had the opportunity to shoot whole season at the end of the game, what makes you think that you've prepared them for that moment? And you're just rolling the fucking dice. Yeah. And so I'm going to have a dotted assumption between people who are a little bit less consistent. That generally means that they don't care about them getting theirs quite so much. Right. It means that in other games when other people are hot, right, it's cool. They allow that person to be hot. They're not needed at that piece of time. It's the mark of you. So you mentioned CP3, but actually Devin Booker's quite consistently like that as well. There'll be a game where he'll score 40 and then he'll score 50 and then he'll score 20. But in the game that he scores 20 or 15, they still win. Yeah, they're still winning. But he doesn't need to, because he needs to get his 30, right? Dominate the ball. You know, and maybe I feel strongly about this because there was a stage where I really supported Steph Marbury, right? When he was split the Timberwolves with Kevin Garnett. that dude would put up mad stats, right? And they would me lose all the time. and the more I watch
Didn't have his
that,
shoes.
right?
Didn't have his shoes.
but I suppose my point is that so it's clear to me. Like I agree with you. Consistency is so important. But at the same time, I'll forego that for people who are team people, right, and who don't need to dominate when they really shouldn't. They need to have they need to be comfortable enough in their own skin that their legacy will be about when their teams win, right? And also I think that is the healthiest thing for the team throughout the course of the season, and then you prepare most people for getting there. And so my option is that second one, and I can't remember who you compared that to, but that's the person I'll take.
I think the Suns are like, they're a bad example because their team is so well balanced. There are a number of oaks that can take a big shot.
The last shot.
Yeah. And
I agree.
I think as a team, they're comfortable enough. And I guess it's because their most dominant player is a distributor. So you'll pick out the best shot, which then speaks to anyone can take that shot. But there are a number of my point is that that's an odd example because they're such a balanced offensive team.
So I agree with you, but then I suppose my origin question to that is, are they well
I'm
balanced?
not countering what you're saying. I was just pointing out that they are a case.
Yeah. No. So I suppose my question isn't to counter what you're saying. I'm going, it's to further go down that rabbit hole, right? And so the origin question is, do we view them that way simply because they are a distributed team and the person who's hot then gets to take the shot and they take a good shot? And so we view those players differently because they are put in the position in which they can make the shot. Because the reality is those NBA players have all played for 20 years of their life. I promise you, all of them will get game winners. All of them have had the ball in their hands when they're at high school, at college, etc., etc. Like these are the cream of the cream of the cream of the crop, right? But now you put them into an NBA team and it's worth millions and millions and millions, right? And then the monetary commercial side of it is, well, I'm paying you 50 million, I'm paying you 2. You at 50 million, best make this damn shot, right? And that's where you put your odds at. But the reality is, if you let them all take their shots, likely is that they'll all probably make a lot of their shots. Yeah.
I was watching, before you, I was watching, it was the Nets game, I think it was, where what's his name, Bembry or Bremby, he had a monster game. And I think it was Mark Jackson that was commenting with somebody, and they said that the NBA is all about opportunity. Because if you are in the NBA, you are a fucking good basketball player.
Yeah.
You must be good.
Yeah.
You must be
really good players in the basketball in the NBA. Yeah. So, and it comes down to opportunity, and he's been given the opportunity. Now he's looking like $1 million. He's looking like a superstar, but he's actually a role player because the pecking order is such that he's playing a role player's role, but he can ball. And
exactly just that point.
That adds to what you're saying.
Yeah. I just Googled now. It makes me think of Luke Kennard of the Clippers, right? Luke Kennard is a average, maybe above average NBA player who will probably have a long career because he'll fill a role on most teams, right? I watched a couple of videos of this bra practicing and this bra before the NBA. Like, he's really good. Really good.
I think a perfect example of that is Caruso. I mean, Caruso, put him on a team, he looks like an average role player. He'll bring the ball down, he'll distribute the ball, but that nigga can ball, bruh. Have you seen his bra's hops? He can throw it down, he can shoot, he can straight up baller. But he looks like the average white role player in an NBA team.
Yeah. So it comes back to my argument of the LeBron winning in one game as opposed to the playoffs. I believe, it's a fact. All these Owens can play. All these Owens can make 98 out of 100 3-pointers when they open. All these guys can do every fundamental thing perfectly, right? It's what they do. It's what they get paid for. I reckon that this is the difference. It can only be this. That's the difference. And that's why it's so hard for me, even though I've moved on from LeBron, it's so hard for me to go, nah, I don't know. I don't know if you can beat him in 7 games. I don't know. You must. It took a very well-balanced Suns team to beat that Lakers team. You know what I mean? I don't see Memphis beating them in 7 games. Tell me you disagree?
Completely. It took AD being injured, my friend. That's all it took. If you put a Lakers team without AD in front of the Grizzlies, that Lakers team is going to get mauled. They're going to scrap. And actually, I'd go, you put the Lakers team without AD in front of Golden State, Phoenix, Memphis, done. Like, I'd bet the Cusby per game on that, my friend.
True. That's why everybody's like, post Russ. Just post Russ.
Can we just go back to the old Lakers team, please?
Send Russ, bring back Caruso.
Wanted it sounded nice. So interesting thing that got me thinking. Actually, it was when watching a Golden State game, one of the commentators was saying, so on the flip side to NBA players being elite offensive players, NBA players are also elite defensive players, right? So you got the best of the best defenders playing in your league as well. And we always joke about, give me 6 open shots in the NBA and I'll make 4 of them.
Beast.
It's not that simple because NBA players, they'll sass you out. They say, oh, he's a shooter and he can only shoot. You're not getting an open shot in the NBA.
You're not even touching the ball, pal. You're not even touching the ball. Yeah.
After you made 2, they're like, that does not shoot again.
Yeah. When your coach looks at you and go, are you gonna let him shoot again? Are you wanna keep playing? Do you wanna keep playing?
But I mean, on top of that, they're so well drilled on their rotations on defense. They work out sets for when I shift here, you shift there, and you cover me, and it's in sync. So, you need to have extra milliseconds to get that shot off.
But look, at least it looks like some teams do that.
Yes.
Then you have the man.
Everybody gets their shots off against the man.
Yes.
You see, Tom, I've given that in. That feeling that you got about the Mavs, I've given that up. I'm now a basketball fan, pal.
The difference is
I support
his man crush is only 24. His man crush is only 23. You got a long way to go for that man crush to get old soon. Jonas, out money, coat me, mais out.
Yeah. Closing thoughts, fellas, before we break until January. Any last thoughts about the NBA and what we think could potentially happen? Do we see a big change, or do we see these next 8 to 10 teams in the East and the West and nothing much changing? But the January transfer season is going to do a lot.
So all I'm hoping for is that these Niners stay home and avoid COVID because it's fucking up my fantasy team. I dropped 14 points in my fantasy team because I have like 4 Owens out. So these Niners, they can stay home. They need to get their booster shots. Don't go in there. Just play ball so that we can all enjoy a letter. The lead up to the All-Star break, and they must cancel that All-Star game. Fuck that. We don't need an All-Star game.
Yeah. We don't actually need the All-Star game this year. That's true. They can just dunk in their yards. All-Star game is normally Feb, eh?
Yeah. around the
Mm.
14th of February or something,
Look here,
Okay.
they're for damn sure having an all-star game.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously,
So
that's money.
the all-star games, exactly. It's got nothing to do with dunks. It's got to do with money. So that's happening. Plus, I think it's also tied into a lot of the players' contracts. So a lot of the variable parts of the contracts have got to do with whether they make NBA teams, all NBA teams, or all-star games, etc. So that's the thing. So the players will also want to make sure that shit happens.
I mean, they can select the team, they don't have to fucking play the game.
Yeah. Get picked, and then we don't have to play. Final thoughts to me.
So as official teacher's pet for today, do you not want my NBA second team? No.
Please give us.
You
Give us your
can
second
you
team.
can chew on it, and then you can tell me why I'm wrong.
Give your second team.
Your second team, Timmy.
I'm waiting for Wizards to stop.
Also,
Unlike-
Kirk,
unlike
you saved
you-
me there with that one. You saved me
unlike
earlier.
you,
I didn't say a name.
I don't give a fuck about the second three players. I just give a fuck about it.
My fucking internet.
He's gone. He's gone.
Fuck, you're back in.
You back. You back.
I'm like,
You
fucking-
literally you froze.
right?
You froze like this.
I'm like, not even my internet wants my second team. Fuck's sake.
All right. Your first. Go through your first team quickly.
So
You had-
our official first team, right? Because we voted,
Yeah.
we outvoted Kirk 2-1, right?
Yeah.
So our NBA SA first team was Jokic, Giannis, Durant,
Yeah.
Curry,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the one we voted him out was DeRozan.
I'm okay with that.
I'm still contesting that.
That's fine.
Justine Harden beat the Lakers manually.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, good teams,
Your recency bias will take into account.
Second team. Second team. Who you got?
So center.
Harden.
No.
Harden.
No, I didn't even mention Harden there, bro. Harden's out.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Embiid.
Yes.
Yeah, at center. And then for the two forwards, I've removed my recency bias. Right. And so because one's out now and one's been out for 2 weeks. But Butler and
Okay.
Paul George have played out of their skins. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
and then at guard I had Mitchell and Luka. So if you take that recency bias out, right? Look.
Of course, you have Luka.
Look, of course I had Luka. Of course I had Luka. But the reality is, whatever the narrative is that has gotten in there about him being sort of out of shape, etc., out of shape or not, he was mooring people, and he's in the same shape that he was for the last 3 seasons. So maybe it's not his prime shape, but it's the same shape as always. Anyway,
Round
so
is a shape.
yeah, round is a shape.
Round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if that round keeps mooring you. So Embiid, Butler, Paul George, Luka, and Mitchell. And that I know is controversial, and I'll let you guys chew on that, right? And tell me all the reasons I'm wrong at the next episode.
Okay. I like Donovan Mitchell. I'd put him in. I would replace only because of form. I would put Levine in for Luka. Levine is on form. Levine is playing so quiet. I would put Embiid in there. Paul George, I'm not sure of, but Butler would be in my team as well. Butler's fire. He's fire. Kirk, you got any quick reservations?
No. Besides Luka, no.
Who you got in place of Luka? Harden.
I don't
No,
know.
but you got Harden in your first team.
No.
But in your team,
Kirk
I'm-
have to
I'm
put him in the
thinking-
second team.
I'm thinking in your unit.
Okay.
In your
Do you agree with
unit.
Donovan Mitchell in your second team?
Yes.
Mm.
Wait. Yes.
So
Yeah,
super interesting, because it's an all NBA team. Not one Suns player we put in there, right? In either of those slots, right? And I suppose that's that.
But it ties
that's the
into what
team
Kirk said.
basketball, the philosophy.
Yeah, yeah. Because you actually, when you watch the Suns, you actually do. I would even put money that for the last shot of a Suns game, I wouldn't even be surprised if Cam Newton? What's his name? Cameron Johnson. I wouldn't even be surprised if Cam Johnson hit the last shot.
Right.
Like that's the brand they play. That's
Or
the brand they play.
Miles Bridges.
All right.
Yeah. And even if Miles got the last shot, I would actually put down money and go, nah, Miles, you'll make that shot. Because you feel like CP3 is going to make, like Kirk said, he's going to make the right play at the right time, and the right person will be open to take the shot, regardless of who it is on that team.
You told me that statement. I was just thinking
My bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
there's no
chances
other
are the
play.
person that gets the last shot is going to get an open set last shot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They're
And
not
that
gonna
bruh
have,
must be ready.
they're not gonna have to do what Ja did. Come down the lane,
Yeah.
double clutch with this hand, then double clutch with this hand, go back up with this hand.
Yeah. I can't think. I think your team is spot on. Besides, like I said, I put Levine in over Luka. Other than that, I can't find a justifiable reason for who I'd put. Other than that,
Okay.
Hold on.
Wait till I bring a third team for you guys.
all right, fellas, have a lekker evening. Timmy, go pack. Kirk, go pack liquor. Timmy, have a lekker holidays, and we'll catch up in Jan. Owens.
Yay.
Thanks,
Away.
James. That's been fun. Keep safe.
Chato.
Okay.
Away.
Bye.
Timmy, send me this video as soon as you can.
Cool. I'll send it now. Where's are your arms tired from all the flexing you've been doing?
Let me just drink my beer.
I'm gonna go get another beer, and it's over there. You're looking good, man. You're looking good. Yeah.
No, it's a medium top. Don't be fooled.
That's why you keep the camera here. You keep the camera here.
That's all you're gonna get. That's all you're gonna get. Is a chest shot. All right, boys. Have a lucky evening. We'll catch up in Jan.
Bye.
Right.
Bye, boss.
Cheers.
Bye.